they'll wander in. Okay. That was a nigun, a melody without words, because everybody doesn't have to learn the words to everything, and that gets us ready for prayer. Music is a direct to the soul, and that's what I love about it the most. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to our monthly family service. Welcome to you who are joining us from home. And we're so pleased to see some young people here. Hope more will join us today. But glad to see you here. You know, the most thrilling part of my week is Friday mornings. As an educator, I have 40 or 50 kids in front of me in the preschool, and 7 to 8 staff members and the director, leading them in Shabbat songs and leading them in dance. It's really a wonderful experience. What a great way to end the week, every single week. It's a real thrill. And part of that is singing Shabbat Shalom. So we started out, you don't have to do this, but the kids do it like this. So they have a hand motion that goes with Shabbat Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Chitty, bitty, bitty, bim, bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. So gets us in the mood for Shabbat, gets the kids up and moving around. And of course, the second song that they love every week has to do with a dinosaur. Why a dinosaur? Well, because Judaism has been around for millions of years. And so, since the Paleozoic and the Cretaceous periods. So, we have a dinosaur song. I didn't bring the dinosaur with me, but the kids love the dinosaur. I have a 3-foot-tall dinosaur with a kippah on it. So, we know it's a Jewish dinosaur. So, over the last 3 weeks, the kids have been competing to name the dinosaur. And they named the dinosaur today Esther. The dinosaur's name is Esther. So we have a name. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she's knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat with me. First she lights the candles, then she drinks the wine, then she eats the challah, and we'll have a real good time, 'cause there's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she's knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat with me. And then we play with the kids. First she burns the challah, then she lights the wine, then she burns the challah, but we'll have a real good time, 'cause there's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she's knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat with me. She wants to spend Shabbat with me. She wants to spend Shabbat with me. Good job, everybody. So you can see why they love Shabbat at the preschool here on Barcelona at Temple Beth Shalom. It's a lot of fun for the leader, and it's a lot of fun for all the kids, because they know at the end they're going to get grape juice and challah and get to see the candles lit. So, speaking about lighting candles, if you don't mind, would you please light the candles for us? Kindly rise and turn to page 2 in your Mishkan Tefillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you so much for doing that. And you may be seated. And as we're getting seated, we'd like to take a moment to welcome the visitors and to welcome each other. So please say hello to somebody near you. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Those of you at home, talk amongst yourselves. Welcome to Shabbat. This is a very exciting weekend for us at Temple Beth Shalom. School resumes this week for our religious school and our Hebrew school, Sunday and Wednesday coming up. So a lot of excitement for all of us. And we talk about this beautiful blessing, this prayer that we can sit together in peace here at Temple Beth Shalom. And then we talk about brothers and sisters and all of us sitting together in peace. On page 10, let's turn to Hine Matov. ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Keep it back and forth as you sing. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Bless those who joined us. We will sing the dinosaur song again later. You missed the beginning, so but we promise we will. If you stay, we will do the dinosaur song again at the end. It's a reason to stay at the end. In addition to the Oneg Shabbat waiting for us in the tables in the rear. Let's turn to page 20. I love this metaphor of Shabbat as the bride and the Jewish people as the groom. So let's rise for Lecha Dodi on page 20 as we greet the Shabbat bride on pages 20. Dodi lekrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha Dodi Dodi, Lecha Dodi lekrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Verse 1, Sha'amor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Kishmi'anu el ha'miuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem utferet ve'lilah. Lecha Dodi Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Verse 2, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor ha'bracha, le'rosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tfilah. Lecha Dodi Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Page 21. Hidoreri, ki ba'ore, kumi ori, ori, shiraberi, kevod Adonai Allah yitikva. Lecha Dodi Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat mekabela. As we face the door and welcome Shabbat as he enters the room, B'hoi v'shalom ha'ateret ba'ala, Gam besimcha u'betzala, toch emunei am segula, boicha la. Lecha dodi, turn back. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. I'm reminded this prayer is so beautiful to me, and every time I hear it, I think of my last trip to Israel when I went to see my grandson bar mitzvah at the wall in Jerusalem. And we went up to Tzfat. Many people know that Tzfat is a medieval, well, before the medieval, it's a fortress kind of city. It's up on a hill, on a almost like a fort, surrounded by the beautiful hills of northern Israel. And there is a group of people there who go down to the grave of the person who wrote this song, Rabbi Alkabetz. And the words of all the Lecha Dodi are on his gravesite, and people are praying there 24/7 because hundreds of years they've been praying. He wrote this beautiful melody, this song, which has probably 6 or 7 or 8 different melodies, right, Trent? And it doesn't matter because the words are so beautiful. And I think of that setting in a field 100 steps down from the high point of Tzfat, and people going out to greet Shabbat as the sun goes down. We turn to page 24. And now we're going to welcome another tradition is, all week you have angels helping you out, but on Shabbat you get 2 extra angels. And it's Shalom Aleichem on page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShaharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Can anybody see a word that repeats itself in the Hebrew or English for that whole entire prayer? Shalom. Shalom. What does that mean? Peace. It's a wonderful, beautiful blessing. And now we turn to page 27. Let's read together in the middle of page 27. Let's read together, Teach me, O God. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. We turn now to the Chatzi Kaddish on the opposing page, page 26. And I want to remind you that this is a responsive prayer, so I hope some of you will blurt out something in Hebrew along the way. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabah ve'amad yivrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon u'yomechon ובחייך בית ישראל, בהגלה, בהגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו, אמן. יהי שמירה במבורך, לעולם עולם מעלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר וירומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר, ויתעלה, ויתהלל. שמי דקודשה, ברכו להילה מן כל ברכתה, ושירתה, תושבחתה, ונחמתה, דהמירן, ויalma, וימרו. Amen. Then we turn to Baruch on page 28. And the intro to that was, Am I Awake? Please rise. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch et Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Lai-lais, yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. You may be seated. Baruch is often called the call to worship. What does that mean, call to worship? It means if you have your mind on something else, the last project we didn't put in our to-do list before shutting down our computer for the weekend, or for some just put the computer aside, it did not shut it down, and you have on your mind a lot of stuff, it's called mindfulness. That as much attention as that we pay to our to-do lists and to all the emails, and I get up to 100 emails a day from so many different sources, is to put them aside, because they're still going to be there on Sunday morning after Shabbat, right? So the idea is to put them aside. You have the freedom to let go of that and to enjoy this day of peace, this forced once-a-week vacation that we get called Shabbat. Let us turn to page 30. Let's read together the middle of page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv, Aravim. This is a beautiful phrase in Hebrew. Aravim means evenings, right? Erev Shabbat. Aravim means evenings. Ma'ariv is the process of making an evening happen. It's the intensive, the PL form, Ma'ariv, Aravim. It makes God who makes evenings happen. And there's a line about the 8th or ninth in Hebrew, the line that says, B'mishmerotehem, one of the longest words in the Siddur, that you control how things move through the heavens according to plan. I love that. All right, we turn to page 32. Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam. Beit Yisrael. Amchavta. Torah u'mitzvot. Ukim u'mishpatim. Otanu le'mahareta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu. B'zochbeinu uvekumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam v'oed ki hem chayenu Orech Yameinu Uvahem Nege Yoman Valayla Yavachal Tisim Imenu Leolamim Baruch Ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. As we turn into a major key, we move to page 34 for the Shema, either seated or standing. Those of us who are walking our infants are welcome to continue standing. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Another reason to be excited is in a few weeks we'll be able to sing those words aloud, only during the high holidays, the second line after Shema. Turn to page 36, V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, V'chol avavcha, V'chol nafshecha, Uvechol meodecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom alev havecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibaharta b'ham, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha b'derech, uv'shoftecha uv'kumecha, Ukshartam le'od al yedecha, v'hayulitot afot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzahot beitecha, uvish arecha, leman tizkeruhu, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim le'elohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn to page 39. Let's read together the top paragraphs on page 39, which kind of a precursor of the beginning before the Amida, the meat of the center of our prayers, in which we speak to ourselves, either with the words that are in the Siddur or the words that are in your heart. Page 39. Together, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Please rise for the tefillah on page 46, the standing prayer. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Teilatecha, Ufi Yagid Teilatecha. And we turn to the top of page 48. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imalteinu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Bekunei HaKol Bezocher Chasei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem L'man Shemo V'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach Baruch atah Adonai Magid Abraham Bezrat Sarah 850 Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atarav Yoshiach Mori HaTahor Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Beracham Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofei Kolim Matir Asurim Mekayem Emunato Lishenei Ahafar Mishamocha Bal Gevurot Midam Elach Melech Meimihi Mekayem Matzmiach Yeshua V'nemanata V'chayohonacho Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol. Page 52. Atah Kadosh V'Shita Kadosh V'Kedoshim V'Chonyam Yelucha Selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You may continue on your own, either the prayers that are in the Siddur or the prayers that are in your heart. When you're done with your prayers, you may certainly be seated. Do our prayers ever really end? One of the greatest prayers we can ask for is the blessing of peace. And on page 60, it's not just shalom, but shalom rav, abundant peace, lots and lots of peace. Shalom rav. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eid ubechol sha'ah bishlomecha Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people, to all humanity. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel and all countries in every season and every moment with your peace. And let us say, Amen. We turn to page 62 as we end this part of the service with another prayer for peace. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, for all Israel, and for all humanity. And let us say, Amen. Oh, say shalom bimromam, hu yaseh shalom alei. I'm too fast. Kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Oh, say shalom bimromam, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Say shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Okay, all that peace, wonderful. Well, just a little blurb about this week's Torah portion, a little bit about this milestone in my life. Renata and I moved here, 2.5 months ago, and are blown away by the loving, caring people of Santa Fe, except for the guy who cut me off on St. Francis this morning. I didn't know it was a law that if you see somebody going through the yellow light ahead of you, that the next 10 cars have the right to make a left at the red light, regardless of what color it turns. So that's a new rule. We love it here. The sun is something, I know you guys complain about having sun. We come from Wisconsin where we have 150 beautiful days a year of sun, and about 300 here. So, and to be the educator at this synagogue is such a joy, from the youngest to the oldest. I'm one of the oldest, but kids today at the preschool, every now Wednesday and Friday, be spending time with them, teaching them Torah, talking about this week's Torah portion, talking about how to treat each other, how to love each other, and singing songs with them. And they jump up to dance. Here's one of my favorite dancers from the preschool. They jump up to dance way before the teachers or anybody else. They have no fear. And I love that. It's such a wonderful, it's a spiritual high to spend Friday morning with our preschoolers. And this Sunday is the first day of the religious school. We have about 35 or 40 registered now. I know we get a lot of last-minute ones. Also, very excited about starting the new year. We've got a couple of new teachers, some returning teachers, And I'm just grateful for the staff that we've got and the people we have to work with. And lots of materials. I'm amazed at our library and our textbooks. We don't have to buy much in the way of textbooks. We've got a good supply. We can use more chalk, though. So somebody told me that chalkboards are obsolete, right? It's whiteboards now, right? One of our whiteboards was written on by nothing but unerasable marker. So, but it is a thrill to be up here. The circumstances replacing the rabbi is not the best, but I'm so grateful to the opportunity to lead you folks in prayer. This week's Torah portion is called Shoftim, talking about following the law. I did ask a police officer the other day why they don't stop people from speeding on Zia at 60 miles an hour. If those of you who know Zia Road, it goes like this. How can you go 50 or 60 miles an hour? I can't keep up with these folks. And there's 2 signs along the way. Slow down, you're driving too fast. Sounds like a song by Simon and Garfunkel. Slow down, you move too fast. That's all the sign says. It doesn't say you're going to get a ticket or take a picture of your license plate as you pass by. So we count on each other. We depend on each other to treat each other with respect and with love. So I've been bicycling to work lately too. I use the right bicycle lane when I bike to work. That's often the passing lane for many cars. So do that too. Shoftim is about Shoftim v'chotrim. God is told by Moses you have to get judges and police. It says in the Torah, this week's Torah portion, when you move into the Holy Land, you have to have a structure, a society where people are nice to each other, and when they're not, there have to be consequences. So this is a very ancient script, right? It comes from the Torah 3,000 or so years ago, and it's still something that we need to follow today, except in Santa Fe. And it reminds me of Exodus chapter 19. Many of you know when Moses was first in the desert, in the wilderness, his father-in-law, Yitro, or Jethro, as we say in English, came from Midian, where he was the high priest, to warn Moses, Moses, you're exhausting yourself. People come to you day and night asking for your advice and your decisions. You can't go on like this. You've got to hire people to make the decisions. Small claims court. So this is kind of an echo. This last book of the Torah is kind of a repetition. Why? Why is Moses repeating himself after 5 books of the Torah? It's 40 years later, isn't it? Well, all the people who were alive 40 years ago when they first left Egypt are not alive today. So he has to repeat for the second and third generation from Egypt the laws that he gave them earlier. They weren't there to see the 10 plagues. They weren't there to see the parting of the Red Sea or the giving of the Torah. So that's what we should learn from this week's Torah portion. And while the Torah is in our midst, this is also a great time to ask for God's healing as we multiply our blessings by singing with each other. On page 253, Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. We're praying for those who are ill, including Joyce Weiser, Mick Brown, Carl Stelnicker, Nora Gluck, Jane Siegel, Ellen Lowenberg, Steve and Sherry Harwood, Jean Simonoff, Frank Remmert, Barbara Meyer, Carol Rudman, Jane Hochberg, Carlos Villarreal, Gary Polkowitz, Susan and Frank Cernansky, Leah Bat-Gershon Veudya, Jim Simmons, Catherine Werner, Adrian Gross, Sheila Stalder, Scott Lewis, Sophie Hochberg-Farrer, Ingrid Gustafson, Jerry Steinberg, Faggy Marks, James Hetherington, Sandra Levine, Martha Ramirez, Cindy Pabst, Ann Laser, Kathy Romero, Maria Romero, Marshall Landry, Carmen Rodriguez, Nieri Nuri Home. As we go around the room, please. Thank you. Very nice. Anybody else? The second part of the bracha in the middle of page 253. Mi shebeira ihi mohotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, with renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May all those we've mentioned and all people in the world who suffer, please bring them complete and immediate healing. Let us say, Amen. Now we return to our president, Meredith Brown, for announcements.
Hi. We apologize for the error in the bulletin. I know some of you thought services started at 6:30 this evening, and hopefully we won't make that mistake again, but the important stuff is still yet to come. Torah study is at 9 a.m. live and on Zoom. The link for Zoom is on our website, www.sftbs.org. The topic is Seek Peace, Shoftim Deuteronomy 20. Rabbi Neil leads a discussion on texts based on what it means to pursue peace. Following Shabbat services, on the first Saturday of the month, we're having community conversation. The topic tomorrow is there any hope? I hope so. A discussion on what hope means to us and whether we have hope today. Shabbat services will be at our regular time of 10:30 tomorrow morning. Our religious school classes resume this Sunday. If you have any questions, you can get in touch with Brian Searle, our Director of Education. You can email him at education@sftbs.org. High Holy Days are late this year. October 2nd is Erev Rosh Hashanah. All members in good standing will receive their tickets by mid-September. Please make sure that you've sent in your dues commitment letter. If you have any questions or want to speak with Wendy Steinberg, our Executive Director, you can call her at 505-982-1376. And I wanted to mention that David Rosen, where are you, David? David will be registering people to vote. And if you're already registered to vote, but if your address has changed, he will also be able to help you with that. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, thank you. Okay, I need two children who are here tonight to come and open the curtains to the ark for Aleinu on page 283. So, who are the two volunteers to come up and help us? Can you help us over there? Yep. And how about one more? Oh, you can all come up. That's very helpful. I'll ask all of you to rise for Aleinu on page 283. You may be seated, albeit for a moment. We are saddened by the events of this past week where the bodies of 6 hostages, Carmel Gott, Aidan Yerushalmi, the Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Poland, Alexander Lobanov, Almog Sarusi, and Master Sergeant Ordi Danino were recovered in a tunnel in Rafah by the Israel Defense Forces. We remember them, we remember everybody else that we've been thinking of on our minds. We're in the Shloshim, the day of 30 days of initial mourning for Paul Siskin, brother of Janie Siskin. Yard sites for this week: Fanny Kaiken, Brian Farrer, Louis Golub, Eric Golub, Louis Holtzman, Elizabeth Lakine, Judith Lubiner, David Madrick, Jonathan Mann, Albert Morse Moskowitz, Evelyn Nabrowski, Esther Pava, Dorothy Leppin Reiner, Benjamin Silverman, Blanche Ladenson Singer, Doris Surath, Marcy Tager, Howard Trotter, Bonnie White, and Aaron Yohalim. Is anybody else remembering someone? In support of the mourners, I will rise for the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad divrach Yerutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agalah uv'izman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'lamei maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yit hadar, v'yit alev, v'yit halal, shmei dekudesha, b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata. Tamiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imromav. Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imromav. Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may everyone we've mentioned, may their memories always be for a blessing. You may be seated. One of the closing hymns we're going to do is Yedid Nefesh. The word Yedid it just came up the other day when I learned from St. John's College students that there's almost 50 Jewish students there who identify as Jewish. I don't know if it says on the application or not, but they formed a group called Yedidut. Yedidut, togetherness, friendship, chaverut. And Renan and I will be hosting some of them for Erev Rosh Hashanah dinner. Hope they don't eat too much. And Yedid. The Yedid here in this prayer is our relationship with God. God as our best friend. Page 332. Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh. Av HaRachaman. Okay, go ahead, Craig. Nefesh. Av HaRachaman. Meshoch Avdecha El Retzonecha. Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Hayam. Yishtachaveh El Mudarecha. Yeralo Yedidotecha. Mino Vetzu Vechol Ta'am. Adonai Ziv HaOlam. Nafshi Cholat Ahavatecha. Ana Elna Refana La Beharola Noam Sibecha Az Titchazek V'Tihit Rahapei V'Haita La Simkato. Third verse. Atik Yehevna Rachamecha V'chusana Alminahu Becha Ki Zekama Niksof Nisafti Lirop Tiferet Ozecha Anaeli Kemdad Libi Kusana Ve'al Atitalam Igalena Ufros Chavivi Alai Etzukan Shelomecha Ta'ir Eretz Mikvotecha Nahagila Ben Ismecha Bach Ma'erehov Tiva Moed V'chanenu Amen. This is all lalas now. Fred will keep me on the straight and narrow. Thank you, Fred. So thank you for accompanying us today in beautiful. Yeah, Rabbi Jenny Amswich's mom. Thank you. So yes, we also pray for her healing and for the whole family that's suffering through this difficult time. Before we do the last blessing here, I would like to repeat a song that we did earlier that some of you didn't sing along because you weren't here yet. And I want the kids to come up here on the bima with me so we can sing the song about the dinosaur. So come on, kids, when we come up here, we'll sing the dinosaur song. Come on up. Who knows the dinosaur song? Raise your hand. Come on up. Please get right here. No? Thank you, kids. So this is the reason I get up on Friday mornings, is to spend time with these kids, some of my favorite singers and dancers there. What's your name? In the back. Nice to see you. Okay, so let's turn now to the blessing on page 299. And what I love that they've done here at TBS is change the wording of the threefold blessing that the high priest gives. That's always from the high priest to the people. Instead, we ask God to bless us. Yevarchenu Adonai v'yishmerenu. Ya'er Adonai panav eleinu v'chinunenu. Yisa Adonai panav eleinu v'yasem lanu shalom. May God bless us and keep us. May God's face shine upon us and be gracious to us. May God lift up the divine presence toward us and always grant us peace. Now we'll conclude with the Kiddush. If you please rise, we will do the Kiddush on page 4. Vayelchu hashamayim v'aretz kol tzva'am, vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi'i b'lakto asher asa, vayishpot bayom hashvi'i yikol b'lakto asher asa, vayvarech Elohim bayom hashvi'i v'kadesh oto, kivo shavat mikol b'lakto asher bara Elohim lasot savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei Periagafen. We're on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yavav ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Everybody. Kivanu b'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikamim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Now, if the kids could join me for challah up here, we're going to say Hamotzi. If all the kids could come up, and they could say Hamotzi together. Then it can be gloves. Usually you get gloves with this. And then in the preschool we get gloves. Well, each kid will take their own. If you would please form a circle, get closer in here so we can all have a chance to hold somebody who's holding the phone here, who's touching the hollow. Hold hands to those next to you. Bike with 7 speeds. Oh, okay. They're all like that now. Yeah. Okay. Oops. 294. Okay. Who are we remembering? Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabah. V'yalma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol be Yisrael. B'gala u'v'zman kariv. V'ebru amen. Yehei shmei rabah mevorach le'olam u'lomei omayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal Shmei Kudisha, Brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, damiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Yahei shlama rab amin shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. In memory, be a blessing, Zichronam Livracha. Thank you so much. Thank you for making a minyan so we could say Kaddish tonight. And please enjoy the food.